What would you do if the most important people in your life abandoned you when you needed them the most? Imagine being in a desperate situation where every day is a struggle to survive and you cling to every thread of hope. The people you love and think are there to support you suddenly turn their backs on you. How would you react? How would you deal with loneliness and betrayal just when your strength is tested like never before? This is a profound reflection on what really matters in life and how much we can discover about ourselves and the people around us in the most difficult moments. Let yourself be drawn into this touching and unexpected story, which will make you reflect on the true meaning of support and resilience. This is the story of Marco, a man who experienced the unimaginable and discovered an inner strength he never thought he had. But let me tell you from the beginning. First of all, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any of our gripping stories. Stay with us until the end because this story has a twist that will leave you speechless. Marco had always been a healthy and active man. He loved spending time with his wife Anna and their teenage daughter, Chiara. One day, however, everything changed. He was diagnosed with late-stage Hodgkin's lymphoma. The doctor told him that the exact cause of the cancer was uncertain, but that there was a small chance of survival with chemotherapy. Determined to fight for his life, Marco decided to face the disease with courage. When he broke the news, Anna and Chiara were devastated. Marco tried to reassure them, promising that he would do everything he could to beat the cancer. However, he couldn't help but worry about how it would affect their family. The doctor had warned him that chemotherapy would be debilitating and that many marriages didn't survive these ordeals. Anna reassured him, promising to be by his side and do everything she could to support him. They were financially stable, with good insurance and significant savings. Their house was paid for, and Marco had saved money for Chiara's college education. It seemed like everything was under control. However, a week into chemotherapy, Marco's life changed dramatically. Each session left him feeling drained, unable to do the simplest tasks. Anna and Chiara became increasingly reluctant to help him. One day, when Anna refused to accompany him to the hospital, suggesting he take a taxi, Marco realized that something was wrong. The situation quickly worsened. Marco proposed hiring a nurse to lighten the load on Anna and Chiara. Despite some initial resistance, they eventually agreed. The nurse proved to be a true angel, making sure Marco didn't miss any appointments and received all the care he needed. Despite Marco's progress, tensions at home increased. Anna began to feel threatened by the nurse's presence and asked for a male nurse to replace her, a request that could not be granted. Tensions reached a breaking point when, one day, returning from a chemotherapy session, Marco found a moving truck in front of his house. Anna and Chiara were leaving the house. Shocked, Marco tried to talk to Chiara, asking her if that was really what she wanted. She timidly confirmed that she preferred to be with her mother. Marco, too tired to argue, accepted the situation. His brother stepped in and suggested that his wife's sister, Cecilia, stay with him temporarily. Cecilia was a radiology student who was going through a painful divorce and needed a place to stay. She was an invaluable presence, cleaning, shopping, and preparing meals without ever complaining. Her kindness and dedication helped Marco focus on his recovery. After months of treatment, Marco finally received the news. He was cancer-free. He decided to file for divorce, freeing himself from a marriage that had proven unsustainable during his illness. As Marco began to recover, his ex-wife and daughter didn't bother to call or visit him. Over time, Marco began to rebuild his life. He returned to work, but this time remotely, and began taking up new hobbies like woodworking. He befriended many neighbors, including Christina, a widow who lived alone and who often offered him companionship and moral support. One day, while Christina was on her porch, she noticed two women wandering around Marco's house. They were Anna and Chiara. Marco, however, decided not to interact with them. And you, what would you have done in Marco's place? Would you have opened the door to the person who abandoned him in his time of need? Write to us in the comments. We want to know your opinion. It's important to us. Christina approached them, pretending not to know who they were, and discovered that Anna was trying to claim the house, claiming that Marco was dead. Christina, following the plan she had agreed with Marco, suggested that they take a death certificate and a will to the town hall to prove their ownership. The next day, Anna and Chiara returned, this time more aggressive. Anna broke a window of the house and began destroying Marco's plants with a bat. Before finding out what Marco's reaction was, if you're enjoying this video, leave us a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate notifications to be notified every time we publish other compelling stories like this one. Marco, enraged, went out and confronted them, telling them to leave or he would call the police. The police arrived and Anna and Chiara were arrested for vandalism and attempted break-in. Marco decided to press charges and obtained a restraining order. She found out that Anna's mother had died 2 months earlier and that the house they were living in belonged to Anna's husband's cousin, who they kicked them out. Anna and Chiara had ended up in a motel and, in desperation, had tried to find Marco to reclaim the house. Marco had already transferred the property to Cecilia, who had helped him in such a difficult moment. Anna and Chiara were accused of various crimes, and while Chiara received a sentence of community service, Anna faced a more severe sentence. Marco, finally free from his past, focused on his new life, finding comfort and friendship among his new neighbors. In the end, Marco realized that his experience, however painful, had taught him to be stronger and to find the value of true friendship and solidarity. This story reminds us that even in the darkest of times, we can find light and support in the most unexpected places. Thank you for watching, and remember, no matter how dark the night may seem, there is always a new dawn waiting for us.